Hello mate, how's it going? Thanks so much for coming back to the Elliot Lake YouTube channel. We're going to do a video today talking about Erling Haaland. Where's he going to go this summer when he's got a £65 million release clause? He's going to probably leave Borussia Dortmund, but where's he going to go? Could he go to Madrid? Could he go to Barcelona? Could he go to Manchester City? Could he even end up at Manchester United? What a story that would be. Would be crazy if he went to United. We're going to talk about that in this video, but just before we get started, I want to say a great big thank you to everybody who subscribed, liked, commented so far on any of the videos. Really appreciate it. We were up to 25 subscribers, which is a cracking start. I'm buzzing with that. But can we get to 30? This is the next target. So if you're not subscribed already, just press that little red button, mate. Press the little red button down there. Would be so grateful. You're going to love it. It's going to be good fun. So let's get started and talk about where Erling Haaland is going to be playing next season. So he's on a 2.5-year deal, which expires in 2024, but he's going to cost a hell of a lot of money. This is what Sport 1, a German media company, said about the chances of Haaland staying in Dortmund. They said the chances are very slim, but any deal to sign him will be hugely expensive, coming to around 300 million euros overall. That sum has been calculated by counting up the transfer fee of 75 million euros, a 5-year contract worth 175 million, and 40 to 50 million euros worth of commissions and signing on fees for Haaland's father, Alfie, who we will discuss in this video because I think it's relevant, and of course his agent, Mino Raiola. So I think we can initially discount one team who certainly will not be able to afford him, and that is Barcelona. I'm sure they would love to have him, but you're thinking of the financial difficulty they are in at the minute. They're just not going to be able to get him. And it's not that Xavi's not doing a good job, and it's not that under usual circumstances Haaland wouldn't be an attractive place for Haaland to go. But if you're looking at it realistically, Barcelona are in a rebuilding phase. They need to focus on keeping their young players and not be spending stupid amounts of money on players like Haaland, because they've been caught out doing that in the past. Barcelona president Joan Laporta agrees when he said that he doesn't want to put the club at risk with any financially burdensome deals, which this would be for Barcelona if they were to sign Erling Haaland. So I think we can discount Barcelona. He's not going to go there. That probably leaves us with Manchester City, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich and Manchester United. Now, I'm going to discount another one here, right? And it might not be very popular, but there's no way he's going to Man United. Are you joking? Don't even know why I put him in this video. Let's get rid of this, mate. Let's get rid of this. I'm only joking, mate. We're not going to get rid of it. We're going to wear all kind of football shirts on the channel. So Man United just happens to be today. But yeah, he's not going to go to United, let's be honest. And I tell you whose fault it is. It's this man's fault. Roy Keane snapping or ending Haaland's dad's career by breaking his leg. Haaland's never going to go to United ever because of that pure reason. And do you know what? I think Alfie Haaland, Haaland's dad, is probably laughing now because Man United would love to have him, and I'm sure they could probably, if they really wanted to, afford him, but they're not good enough at the minute. They've always got Ronaldo, but he's not going to be around for too much longer. Some would argue maybe that this season he hasn't been up to his usual best. But yeah, that's another one to discount. He's not going here. That potentially leaves us with 3 clubs which realistically he could go to. Bayern Munich, I don't think you can discount them because of the amount of players who have been going between Munich and Dortmund in the past. It's obviously a deal that those 2 clubs can work out together. I'm not quite sure how Bayern Munich managed to get so many of Dortmund's players, given that they are essentially their closest rivals. But the one reason I don't think that he will go to Bayern Munich is Robert Lewandowski. Lewandowski's again scored hatfuls of goals in the Bundesliga this year, 31 goals, being Bayern Munich's best player this season. Again, many people tipped him for the Ballon d'Or, which he didn't get in the end. Maybe a little bit of political voting to say why Messi got that once again, because Lewandowski's been far better, in my opinion. And you'd probably ask most football fans who they would rather have in that number 9 position between Lewandowski and Haaland. Haaland is obviously the long-term pick, only being 21 years old, 12 years younger than Lewandowski, but If you're looking at it right now, Lewandowski's still better. He's probably the best striker in the world. There's a few English pundits who may be slightly biased towards Harry Kane who would say that Kane is, but I think Lewandowski's proven it over a number of years that he's the top dog, and he's probably still got a few years left. He barely ever misses a game. He scored 56 goals this season in 48 games. That is just phenomenal, isn't it? 8 assists. He's always fit, which Haaland hasn't even been fit this season. Haaland's only played 17 games in the Bundesliga, whereas 33-year-old Lewandowski has played 27 and scored 31 goals. So I don't think he'll go to Bayern Munich. That leaves us with Real Madrid and Manchester City to fight it out. I think it's between those two clubs. Let's talk about who he's going to. I think the first thing we've got to do is decide which of these clubs needs a striker more at this moment. I think Manchester City need a striker more because Karim Benzema is still doing it at Real Madrid. Remember, he scored that second half hat-trick against PSG in the last 16 of the Champions League, which was a phenomenal performance. Scored the goals, a lot of them just on his own. It was down to his individual quality, that he scored those goals. Would Haaland have been able to score those goals or create those opportunities for himself and finish them? I'm not so sure that he could have done, actually. Whereas Man City, if you look at, have they got a player, a striker, an attacking player in their ranks who can score those brilliant individual goals, who's got a sublime finishing like Benzema, like Lewandowski, like Harry Kane? No, they haven't at the minute. If we just have a little look at Manchester City's goal scorers, where their goals have come from this year, the top scorers in the Premier League: Riyad Mahrez, Raheem Sterling on 10 each, De Bruyne on 9, and Bernardo Silva and Foden on 7. It is crazy to think that they don't have a striker. If they had a front man who is banging in 20, 25 goals in the Premier League, adding to that in Europe, they really would be so good, so good. So if you are thinking about who needs a striker at this particular moment, it is Manchester City, because they don't have a front man, and they haven't done since Sergio Aguero left. Now, that's not to say that Real Madrid still won't be interested, because Benzema is 33, remember, so although he's performing brilliantly well at the minute, that could easily change if he gets a little bit older, 1 or 2 more years, might lose a little bit of that pace. He's not the quickest, and as we've seen with Lewandowski, you don't necessarily need to be that quick if you're that good, if you've got that much of a brain up here. The second thing we do have to think about when we're talking about who Haaland is going to go to is the prestige of these clubs. Who is Haaland going to want to play for when he's looking at just the history of these teams alone? Real Madrid, of course, have a recent history and a historic attachment to that Champions League trophy. Haaland's going to look at that and think, are they going to potentially win one in the next 5-10 years? There's every chance that Real Madrid could win it again, maybe potentially even this year. Another reason why he might be attracted to go there is Kylian Mbappe potentially is joining at the end of this season. That deal is supposedly already done. Playing up top with Mbappe would be amazing. If we look at Real Madrid's current team, this team has been playing for the majority of the season. They don't really have another option in their front line. Marco Asensio, Vinicius Junior, Karim Benzema. Mbappe gets into that front three. Whether Vinicius Junior moves over to the other side and Mbappe comes off the left, that could work. But to bring Haaland into there as well, they'd have so many options going forward. And looking at this, they've had 25 appearances in La Liga in this formation this year, and they've only conceded 16 goals. So it means that, compare that to PSG, who are sometimes really open because they have players consistently going forward and they lose the balance of their side, which means they concede goals and they get hit on the break like they did when Benzema scored those 3 goals against them in the Champions League. Real Madrid are a little bit more solid, especially in the league. So who's more likely to win the Champions League trophy? Now, this is one which Real Madrid have got their recent history, but perhaps the players who were in the side when they were winning it have left. Man City's players are going to be unbelievably hungry, especially after last year, losing in the final. Pep Guardiola is really going to want to win this trophy, having won the Premier League 3 or 4 times now. If they don't win it this season, then they are so going to be out for a striker. Obviously, Harry Kane is potentially a backup if they don't get Haaland for whatever reason. But they will be looking to get a striker this summer, I have absolutely no doubt. And the last thing, it does come down in some parts to money. We were talking about this potentially being almost upwards of a €300 million deal, everything included. Who can afford that? Man City can afford anyone, honestly. They can afford absolutely anybody. They've got the wealth of a nation state behind them. If they wanted to fork out 500 million euros for Erling Haaland, they absolutely could. And that for me is the reason why he's going to go to Manchester City this summer. I just can't see him going anywhere else. Man City need a number 9 desperately. They've got a bank account that no one's seen the bottom of since Sheikh Mansour took over at the top of Man City, and they are going to want that Champions League trophy, and so will Haaland. All right, mate. Well, thanks so much for stopping by, and let me know if you agree. Do you think Haaland's going to Man City? Do you reckon he's going to Madrid? Do you reckon he's going to Man United? Put in the comments if you reckon he's going somewhere else other than that. Maybe he's going to Norwich. Could see him there. You never know. But anyway, if you haven't already, press the subscribe button. Would absolutely love you to do that. We're trying to get up to 30 subs. That would be amazing. Drop a like on the video, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.